yo, he got taken down for like what 2 seconds, got right back up.
Yeah.
Was doing really good with the teeps and throwing the head kicks, the leg kicks, man. So the leg kicks have been a really big problem, especially for Jack Della Maddalena, and I think Islam Makhachev exposed that the most. Um, Jack Della Maddalena is like the traditional boxer. He wants to make it dirty at times and things like that. He wants to get in your face, but man, when you keep him at your range, when you keep him at range and you just pick him apart, he's gonna crumble, dude. And I said this in my video as well. The one thing Jack cannot do is allow Prates to go ahead and pick at him at range and allow him to find like just how comfortable he was in this fight. It was scary, bro. It was so scary watching this fight. Being up at like what was it? What time were you watched all of this, right? I was
I
up at
was
like
like
what
10
7?
a.m. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Like 10 o'clock, dude. I was hooting and hollering, bro. I
Mm.
woke up everybody in my house. I was oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Especially after that, those like the first couple leg kicks, I was like, yo, JDM's done. And then pop pop. I was like, oh
Yeah.
no. Yeah, man. But what you thinking about that main event here, man?
I mean, I expected Prates to get him out of there second, third round. Not as dominant, but it was good. And then
Yo.
not as dominant, but just kind of how he did it with the knees, the elbows. That's of course gonna be there against a shorter guy with a high guard. I saw some things in like the Rennie Brown and Kevin Holland fight where, I could see where Prates could hit through that high guard because he's a
Yeah.
Muay Thai guy. He's used to fighting people with that high guard. And actually a shorter guy, it's very hard for him to really eat those knees because you could eat those knees, they could hit the guard, it's still gonna get through, it's still gonna be very detrimental to you, and they're gonna add on.
Absolutely.
And Prates, as a guy who's a rhythm-based flow state kind of fighter, you could see when the fight's basically gonna be over, when he's about to finish you. And I kind of saw that early on because it's like JDM's not pressing the issue. Ian Gary, the reason he beat Prates, part of it was obviously his distance management and his kicking game. I don't think it was so much the boxing or the wrestling. I feel like that doesn't really deter Prates from entering his flow. I think that's actually better for you if you want to box a little bit and get takedowns, unless you're like Islam. But someone who's
Yeah.
not going to sub him or who's not going to really beat him up on the ground, it's fine. It's actually better for him, in my opinion, because you're trying to close that range. Ian Gary did a good job pressing the issue, working the kicks. That's why he beat him. I don't think he beats him in a rematch. I saw Prates have some success. Not even the fifth round close to the finish, was more the fourth round. There were some times when Prates was on the front foot against Gary and he had some success. And yeah, once Prates is able to enter a flow and start finding his shots, picking his shots, he's gonna knock you out. The only person beating, in my opinion, now is Islam because of the wrestling threat. But Prates, he's
Exactly.
evolved now. He's kind of lessened the Muay Thai a little bit. He's a little bit lighter on his feet, not so stationary, and he opens up his arsenal more. He shows it more. He's always had the tools, but he was just looking for one big shot, and you can't do that at the higher
Absolutely.
level. So
Absolutely. Yeah, man. The Prates looked really good in this fight, dude. Yo, I'm just
yeah,
man. I really was not. I thought this fight was gonna be a little bit more competitive. Yeah, did I think Prates was gonna finish Jack? 100%. But
yeah,
like that, nah. I I,
not
I really did not
yeah.
expect that at
It was a
all.
very bad look for JDM because
Very bad look for JDM.
you've been it's called dominating the grappling and then the striking. Obviously, there's no other striker or grappler like Islam or Prates in the division, but still have guys like Brady, like Ian Gary would beat him, Shavkat, Morales, and it just kind of
Yeah.
adds on to the evolution of the welterweight division. It's kind of a bit different than others because it's in between. I feel the skilled divisions of 155 and below and the heavier divisions, the bigger guy divisions of 185 and above, where you have, so in welterweight, I feel like you have a mix of skill and a mix of size and physicality,
Yeah.
and you see it. These guys, Prates, Gary, Shavkat, Morales, they're all skilled but huge. They're not real welterweights
Yeah.
compared to 4 or 5 years ago. Like if they're fighting Colby and Usman and Burns and Masvidal, they would have killed them in that
Yeah.
time if I was up there. So
Exactly.
and JDM already is in a bad spot. It's already looking at the divisions past him
Hmm.
because you have Obviously not in age, but just evolution because he's a bit shorter guy. He's not that he's same size as Islam,
Mm-hmm. And they figured
who's
him out.
who's moving up from lightweight, and you know he's fighting guys who are 6'2", 6'3". It's very hard for him, especially if Shaka come back. Morales would beat him in my opinion. Gary would beat him. Islam obviously beat him. Prates already beat
Mm-hmm.
him. I mean, he's in a bad spot, and he can't go up, he can't go down. So
Yeah, he can't go up, can't go down. Yeah, he's in between a rock and a hard place, bro. And we'll get onto who I think he should fight a little bit after. But I want to hop into this chat. Hope you're doing good in life. I appreciate that, man.
appreciate
I
you.
appreciate that, man. Hope you're doing good in life as well, man. Thank you for tuning in to the Boze Knuckles show, boy. I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped about this. Another fight I wanted to talk about. Quillen Salkild gets it done against Benny Dariush, man. Quillen Salkild, he went out there. He went out there and he looked good. He looked really good. His takedown defense was a little bit shaky at first. What was it, an elbow or was it
It was like
like
a
it was like a
left.
yeah, it was a left that dropped him in the beginning.
I mean, this was dangerous
Um
from Dariush, but
yeah.
man, it
He's
was a
just
flash.
chinny. He's just chinny, bro.
There's no durability. Yeah.
He's old, has no durability. Yeah, yeah, man. Man.
Killing one's Gamrot next. I think it's a good fight and good next
I
steps
think
for
he
him,
loses
but
that fight, bro.
I would pick Gamrot. Gamrot's
Yeah, I would pick
decent
him, bro.
striker, obviously relentless wrestling, sticky grappling,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I think he would. I think he'd take that one. The old guard at like Benio would have won this in my opinion. Obviously, if he had some better defensive. I mean, obviously a chin, but if he had better defense, it's also part of the reason why he gets chin so much. His defense isn't great. Likes to stand
Yeah.
and plant, which he
Yep.
did this fight. And
Yeah, he does that in a lot of his fights. He just once you figure him out, he just sits there and he plants his feet and he just tries to strike with you, and it's
yeah,
never goes good for him. Never goes good for him, man. But yeah, good for Quillen Salkild. I'm really happy to see that a prospect like him is getting the shine that he deserves. But I think it's a little bit too early. And the reason I say that is because now you're ranked, which means you're gonna be fighting Fazeev. You're possibly gonna be getting Bahamundes, Manuel Torres. Like you're gonna be getting some really good names in this division. And then you go ahead and you call out Gamrot. I don't know if you're ready for all that yet. I really
yeah.
don't. I don't want to discredit him, but I don't think he's beat the names worthy enough to fight who he has in the like. I would have gave him at least one more fight, and then I would have pushed him into like the top 15. You know, um,
I
good
mean,
on
it's kind of
him, but
hard.
I don't know. I don't see him holding on to these rankings for long.
No, he probably beat a Bahamondes. Bahamondes isn't that good as we've seen. Low IQ fighter, in my opinion. Torres is good, but it's nothing crazy. A lot of power.
Mhm.
I mean, it's fine to get him in the rankings because yeah, he's had a better rise than most people, um, in terms of his opponents. Obviously, Anshul Jubli's kind of like a nothing burger.
These.
Shmooze is decent. Nasrat's pretty good. Been around for a while.
Mhm.
And Jamie Malarkey's all right. So it's a decent rise. It's better than some other prospects like a Mansour Abdul Malik or Atiba Gautier. Um,
That's true.
I think it's fine
That's
to
true.
get him up in the ranking spot, but because I think he'll hang around the lower part of the rankings, but it's going to be very hard to break in the lightweight top 5, top 6, top 8. It's always been hard to do that, and I think you have guys like Moicano in the top 10. You have Hooker, who's still pretty good. I mean, it's not anything crazy, but he's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Gamrot, obviously, and then whoever else. Patty sucks, but he's up there. BSD. So
Mhm. Yeah, man. But yeah. So good on Quillen Salkild. Let's see who he fights next because I'm kind of interested. What I want to see next depends on how the UFC wants to push him. If they give him Gamrot, that means that they're trying to push him to be the next star. But if they give him somebody a little bit like below him in the rankings, or they give him an unranked guy, then I think that they're pacing him completely fine. But On to another prospect that I'm really liking right now, bro. Marwan Rahiki. Yo, Rahiki is he's good, man. You know, I
Oh,
liked his fight against Harry Hardwick. And he looked really good in that fight, broke Hardwick's jaw, and then he comes over here. He beats Ollie Schmidt definitively at that. He put some bombs on Ollie Schmidt.
yeah,
And you know, he gets it done. I really like the momentum that this kid has. Um, I would just be very careful because let's not forget he made his pro debut what 2 years ago now,
yeah,
and
something like that.
even yeah, you know, and you're still fresh in this game, so pump the brakes a little bit. I like where you're going though. I don't want to see this kid's a star, and the last thing I want is for the UFC to push him, especially in this featherweight division. This featherweight division is dangerous. They got some sneaky guys out and inside of these rankings. The last thing I want is to see a star like him fizzle out and go on like a 2 fight losing streak and then him just vanish. Even though like he might win a couple, you know, nobody's gonna care about him because he lost to like a good grappler or something like that. That's the last thing I want to see. Um, you know, good fights. You know, really some pretty good fights. You know, your last 2 fights, but the I want to see him fight a grappler. I really want to see him fight a grappler in this featherweight division, and then I want to see how that is. You know, give him like a crafty vet in this featherweight division, and let's see how you fare. You know, am I wrong for thinking that?
I agree. I think
Right?
definitely test the grappling because they've seen his striking. Obviously, the defense is a little iffy, but he
Yeah.
flows very well through his stances, his combos with his kicks. He's
Mhm.
got power in his hands, even being a lankier guy. A lot of nice power. He's accurate. He's a great kickboxer. Yeah, just need to test the grappling a little more, and then obviously get the defense. But his defense looked pretty good. He was moving a bit better. I think the Hardwick. I mean, obviously the contender series we got knocked down a couple times, but
Mhm.
and then Hardwick fight he was getting tagged up a little bit. But it might be a little bit. He doesn't respect the power of Hardwick because he can't really damage anyone.
Yeah,
Uh,
Hardwick's nothing special either when it comes to hurting people. But I don't know. I feel like his head movement has potential. I'm gonna be honest with you because the way he moves his head like a good boxer. I'm not even about to say like oh he moves it like Canelo. No, he
yeah,
moves his head like Bevo. I don't know if you watch
yeah. No, I
boxing,
know,
but
man.
yo, Bevo got some good head movement. I could see this kid having some head movement like Bevo. To be honest with you, um, but yeah, man, I'm really happy to see Mario Nahiki again. Let's just pump the brakes on him just a little bit. Give him some more time. Um, but yeah, man, very very happy to see that. This was my this made me sad, man. My
Yeah,
goat Shamil Ghazi, the next heavyweight champion, lost to this bum.
he's got his
Uh,
ass beat. Mhm.
no, I'm joking, man. Shamil, dude. Yo.
He cuts like 40 pounds to get to the limit as
Yeah,
well.
ex- exactly. Bro, you're fat. Yo, this
Yeah,
dude's just a blob, bro. Like
he does one
these
every
two.
single fight. He does like one blitz in, try to get a takedown, or get
Yep.
around the hips, and just tires out, and then just get
Just smiles at
that's it.
range, hit you
Yeah,
with the 1-2 down the middle, and then done. But yeah, man, I'm happy to see Brando Peritich get a good win in this heavyweight division. Just I don't want to say he pieced up Shamil, but at times, he put a beating on Shamil at times. But
I pieced his ass up. Yeah,
I'm kind of iffy when it comes to the cardio because the cardio didn't look the best. He looked a little bit sloppy in that second round, like kind of late first. Into that second round, they both started slowing down, and they were kind of just lumbering around, bro. Just like that Tui Vasa fight and that Louis
yeah,
Sutherland fight. It was just two stinkers. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
at least this ended in a finish because if this would have ended in like a decision or like a split decision, bro, yo, Australia would have went crazy, bro.
Nah, it would have been. It was clear Brando, but
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you look a little sloppy. But I think it's just when you get into that scrap or
Mhm.
war type of thing where you're throwing a bunch of big shots and he's not falling, might get a little sloppy and tired more so than it's a more technical fight. But I mean, it's heavyweight. I don't expect him to have crazy good cardio. But I think next for him, probably Tybura or Spivak on the Belgrade card in
Absolutely.
August. Those are two good options. Either one. I think if they want a bit more of a test, do Spivak, but I'm gonna slow it, do Tybura. But I probably see them going the Spivak route.
Yeah, I do too. Cause what was it? He wanted to be on the
The
on
Belgrade.
that. Yeah, he wanted to be on that card in Europe. So hey, you got two Europeans. Put them up against each other. Give him a good test against Spivak. But yeah, man, Brandon Perisic, he looked pretty good. I'm happy to see that there's actually somebody that looks good in this heavyweight division. You know, there's a lot of old guys in this heavyweight. Like I'm happy to see all these younger, just better guys. Brando Perisic, you could put Waldo Cortez Acosta in there as well. Marco Pinto. Is it Mark or Marco? It's Marco,
Mario.
right? Mario. Mario Pinto.
Mhm.
Mario Pinto. Just all these younger guys. I'm happy to just see them kind of push all these older guys out. This is another one. Ty, yo, it's time for you to go. It's time for you to go, bro. You
Yeah.
sold my parlay, bro.
No,
He killed my parlay.
yeah. No, I knew better, but
Oh man,
there's not much to it. I mean, both these guys suck. So
they do. They both suck. They both
yeah.
just bro. But yeah, man, I'm ready to see Ty Tuivasa gone.
Yeah.
What did you think about the Steve Ursay performance? Am I the only one that I don't want to say shocked, but like, whoa, what a good performance from Steve Ursay, because
Yeah.
his last fight against Ode Osborne, I was like, I'm kind of iffy right now. I was liking him before, and then the Pantoja, then the Kai Kara France. All right, let me back up a little bit. Let me not hype him up too much. And then you fight Ode Osborne, and then he got popped in that fight. Dude, he got popped bad in that fight. Still
Yeah.
won the fight. Still found his way to etch it out to a decision. But then he comes into this fight. The first round he gets taken down, but he pretty much gets right back up. And then that second, third round, man, he figured Tim Elliott out, and he put the paws on Tim Elliott, dude.
Yeah.
Really excited to see what Steve Ursay did. But what did you think about that performance from Steve Ursay?
It was good. He did what he always does. Outbox his opponents, defend grappling. So for Steve Urso, you need to be like a Pantoja, where it's someone who's relentless grappler, just on another level, or someone with power like a Kaikar Friends. Yeah, he did lose to Bruno Moreno, but I mean it's kind of a counter bit to Steve Urseg, good boxer himself. But I don't think Steve Urseg's that good. He's decent. Um, he's a mid-tier fighter in the division. He's not like I don't think he'll be fighting for a title again when you have Van, Cop, or Gucci up there, Loner,
Yeah,
Pantoja, obviously. I don't think he'll be fighting for a title again. But he's still good. He'll beat a lot of the mid-tier guys.
yeah.
And
I see. Honestly, I would see him beating like Asu Amabaya over like Alex Perez.
yeah,
So
he can
some
beat
of
those.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see him beating those guys. But yeah, this perf card was really good. Did I wake up stupid early? Absolutely. Kind of just gonna skim through these prelims right here. Cam Rowson did absolutely.
I
He
can
did
move
pretty
on.
good. He did really good against Robert. Junior Tafa absolutely killed Kevin Christian.
Yeah.
Jacob Malkoon, yep, yo, you can get shipped off to China. Don't want to see you no
Yeah.
more. Kobe Thickness, I like Kobe Thickness. I don't get the hype from the Australian fans for him. I really don't. Because honestly, just like two more strikes, or like if he would have got rocked just a little bit more, or Vince Morales would have put that pressure onto Kobe Thickness a little bit more, he would have lost that fight. Um, Wes Schultz gets it done against the guy who hasn't fought in like 3 years. Jonathan Mikhailov had. How do you go like life and death against Themba Garimbo? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's still an okay prospect, but dude, you can't be looking like that against Themba Garimbo. And then Cody Steely gets it done with a crafty like was it a heel hook
I
that he
think it
submitted?
was like an inverted heel hook.
Yeah,
I think it
right.
was. It was,
That
it was just a
that was
different position. It was a different hold than usual.
Yeah, 'cause I thought it was a toe hold at first, but I was like, wait, that wasn't a toe hold because the way he rolled, and then I was like, that's what it was. But okay, Yeah, I wasn't sure. Yeah, I wasn't sure what it was because I was thinking toe hold, and then I was like, wait, no, maybe it's like you stretch that knee out or something. Or I don't know, but got it done against Domar Fan. Um, but yeah, man, all in all, that card was really good. Really happy to see how that card fared, and very very happy to see Carlos Prates get what he deserves as well. Showing up and showing out. But Mission Podcast #1. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Just sub. Hey,
Ain't that?
listen, if you're gonna sub to me, make
Yo,
sure to sub to my
mates.
boy Bozing as well. You know what I mean? Miguel M, what's going on, man? What's going on? Yo, what's going on?
All right.
Man,
I'm gonna
so
share my
Bozing,
screen
I'm
now.
hearing a lot of things when it comes to this UFC space, man. You mind just sharing with our fans and sharing with myself what's going on in this UFC space right now, man?
Well, first up, let me share my screen. Oh, yeah. Let's see.
Yep, man. This UFC is looking really good. For those watching, 328. I'm going. I'm going. I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped. So
You see my screen?
yep, we can
Is it
see your
working?
screen.
Okay.
We can see your screen.
So a couple things. Right back to the welterweight division. First up is it's basically booked already, confirmed,
Yep.
but Islam versus Ian in August, UFC 330. It's a fight I'm kind of excited for. I think it'll be a fun one. It's two technical guys, but I don't think Ian has the threat to Islam. I feel like you either need to be a guy with a lot of power
Mm-hmm.
or and that's basically it in my opinion. Power and overall skill. Ian Gary has the overall skill, but he does not have the power. I feel like he's a bit bullyable. I've seen that in some of his fights. He could be backed up and kind of like pushed around. I don't think he's the strongest guy, and I think someone like Islam could really, take him down, control him.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
To beat Islam, you got to be a guy like a Ilya. Even a Michael Morales could pose some threats just because he's like 30 pounds heavier than him come fight night, 20 pounds maybe.
And he's
Um,
he's odd with his striking as well. Like,
yeah,
Protest is a little bit more linear with his strikes, while Morales he's like all over the place. Like, he has that length to where honestly he could strike really dumb. You know what I mean? But the way he was fighting Sean Brady, like those looping hooks, and then like his arms all the way out here, and then he's bow.
yeah.
Like he's just coming forward with just these random strikes. Um, do not go into an Islam fight like that. Mike, Michael Morales, you zesty fester. We're not doing that. Listen, we're not. You can't do something like that against Islam because he's gonna exploit that immediately, and he's gonna take you down, and he's gonna submit you. Um, I honestly, I'm happy that Islam is fighting Ian Gary because let's not take away from Ian Gary. He deserves it, but it sucks that we're gonna see Islam put on an absolute just like stinker against Ian Gary and then be gone for 6 months, or and
Yeah.
like not say anything. You know what I mean? Um, do I want Protest to fight Michael Morales? Absolutely, but now Protest is saying that he does not want to fight Michael Morales and he'd rather just wait for for a title shot. And I unfortunately I don't know. Do you think Dana's really gonna allow Protest to sit around like that?
I
You
mean,
know,
I think so. If it's like 8 months, he could sit out, or one of these guys, whoever wins, Ian or Islam, obviously probably gonna be Islam,
mm,
could make like a 5, 6 month turnaround where Protest is only out 8 to 9 months. I think that's fine, but Islam, I don't know what's up with him. It's kind of pissed me off where he sat out 9 months
yep,
and supposedly around March, April, he had this hand injury and then he's hitting the bag a couple days later. Dana White's saying the hand injury was bullshit. Now he wants to fight in July, but it's probably gonna be August. So I don't know what's up with him. There's no reason to
yeah,
sit out 9 months. You take no damage. You're in the most stacked division with the most contenders who have
Exactly.
a case for a title shot. Ian Morales and now Prates.
Yep.
Even Usman was in the mix, but I mean, obviously Ilya's there as well. He could have taken that at the White House, but I mean, I'm looking forward to when he retires at this point. I really like him, but if you're gonna be sitting out 9 months,
Yeah.
kind of doing nothing,
You're
I'd
not doing much.
rather just see the division move on. I mean, I like he's gonna be stuck when he retires because he's such a great fighter. He's put on great fights, except for the last one. I think the Ian Gary fight will be decently entertaining. Because I think Ian Gary has the tools to like get up and maybe scramble a bit better than JDM, to where Islam could find a sub or have to get up and strike a little bit. And he also has better range management than JDM. JDM doesn't really move well. He's kind of stands there, you know, wide stance, boxing stance, a bit plotty.
Not ridiculous to say. That's not
But
ridiculous to say because you're not lying.
but
You're not lying.
yeah, because I once the division, I mean, if Shavkat ever comes back, that'll be good. You guys obviously, I mean, it's really going to be, in my opinion, Prates, Morales, Gary, and Shavkat. I don't think anyone else could beat those guys like a Buckley, Brady, Leon, Bonfim, Medic. I don't think those guys could beat the guys upcoming. Can't beat any of them, in my opinion. It's just a different. I feel like they're those four on a different level, whether it be the skill or just the size. I think those both play a role.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And we honestly for Jack Della Maddalena, now that you're coming off of a loss, correct me if I'm wrong. I honestly think Jack should just take a step back and he should wait for the winner of Joaquin Buckley and Sean Brady. And I think he should fight them because the last thing you want to do is rush back into a fight. Um, and I really hope that's not the case. If he wants to rush back into a fight, I don't honestly who do you think Jack would even fight if he rushed back into a fight? Because Leon Edwards, he's booked against D Rod.
Well,
Usman
no, that's
still
not happening yet.
with
Um,
the D Rod fight.
no, it was just on D-Rod's side. He said he got offered, but there's nothing else outside of that.
Okay.
As for
I thought
JDM, I mean, I would do the Brady Buckley winner. I think it's good
mhm.
for both sides.
Yeah,
Brady could get back in the top five. Buckley could get in the top five, and against former champ, of course. And then JDM. Those are two fights who are pretty winnable. I mean, Brady doesn't have the striking of Islam to get it to the ground or wrestling, and
right.
Buckley doesn't have the striking of a protest. So they're both winnable for him. He could do like a bomb film if he beats Balal. That could be
Yeah,
another one, or Mike Malott, Earl's Medic. But I don't know if
yeah,
he'll drop down all the way. But he's probably gonna be out till November, I'd say. He just took a lot of damage. So I'd say at least 6 months till he gets back in there. I would
yeah.
think
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah,
November, December.
I wasn't 100% sure because like man, he looked depressed.
Yeah, I mean,
So like I don't know. You never know where somebody's head's at, especially after losing a fight. Like he might just want to rush back in there and just be like, oh, I want to fight again. But we're hoping that doesn't happen. Um, but looking at this welterweight division, we pretty much covered it. This honestly, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to the welterweight division, but there's really not at the same time because
yeah.
it all speaks for itself. Like you have Gary, you have Protest now, you have Morales, potentially Bilal's name could be thrown into the mix, if he beats Bonfim. But even at that, I really don't want Bilal's name to be thrown into the title picture either, because that's another thing that we're probably gonna have to wait for eternity. Um, Uros Medic is looking really good. To be honest with you, if saying he does get the Leon Edwards fight, all right, perfect. I really want them to start pushing Punahele Soriano. Um, because ever since he's moved down, what's his record now that he's in the welterweight? He's like what, four and
Maybe
one?
4-0, or something like that. 4-1, whatever it
Did
may be.
he what I can't oh man. Who did he face last time? Did he beat that guy last time or
Yeah,
no?
it'd be Rames Brahamaj.
Yeah, Brahmaj. So he did be okay. So he's like 4-0, maybe 5-0 as a welterweight now. Um I want them to push him because the fact that Uros Medic got a fight against a ranked opponent before Soriano did. I don't really like that too much, to be honest with you. Is
I
it
mean,
good?
and
Yeah,
when
but
you're
like,
it's different the way they're winning. If you're knocking guys out and you're cutting good promos, like Medic is knocking guys out in a minute, 2 minutes, and then cutting a good promo after. It's kind of, uh, I mean, you gotta sell yourself a little bit, and Soriano doesn't really do that. His fights aren't most exciting,
mm,
um, except for he knocked out Eros Medic, but he doesn't sell himself. He's not anything crazy, and then Medic is out here going on the mic and actually putting on good performances on the mic and knocking people out, no matter
yeah.
what. So they're always gonna push a guy like that over someone just kind of there. And but I don't think Soriano has much potential in the division. Honestly, I think it's just because Eros Medic is a glass cannon. It's either kill or be killed for him.
Mm,
So, but I don't think Soriano is anything special.
mm.
He's decent.
All right, I get you. I get you. I get you.
Yeah.
But talking about these rankings are looking pretty good. Do you? Hmm.
I'll just move on to
Question.
the
You want to move on to three?
Fiziev versus Torres was just announced today for the Baku main event.
Oh yeah. Yup. I forgot. Yup. Yup.
Com
Absolutely.
Co-mains Michelle Pereira. Before we get to those fights, this card is probably one of the best fight nights of the year, if not the best.
Yep.
All going to be great fights, top to bottom. This fight's probably going to end in a KO, or it's going to be on the feet. This fight's obviously on the feet. I think someone's getting knocked out, probably Michelle Pereira. Bruno
Yeah.
Ferrer and Ikram, good prospect. Two good
Yep.
contenders in flyweight. We got another prospect. This is going to be a decent heavyweight fight, I think. These guys are both decently
Van
athletic.
Kuniev.
Another good striking battle. Two decent young guys in bantamweight, and two marauders in here, and then Nazim Sadakov's always in fun fights. So it's a really
Yeah.
good card.
Absolutely.
I don't think any of these should be boring, honestly. But main event for Torres and Zion or Torres and Fiziev,
Mhm.
most people are picking Torres 100% by KO. 46%. It's only been 35 picks so far, but I feel like Fiziev should probably win this. But I feel like he might struggle with the range and the length of Manuel Torres and the danger early on. He just got chinned about 5 months ago out of this fight.
Yep.
Um, Literally about 5 months. So could be some wear on him. We've seen that before. Fighters get in there after taking a lot of damage or a knockout, and they can't take the punch the same. Especially coming from a guy like Torres, who pound for pound probably has more power than a Roof. He doesn't have the accuracy or the timing, which I think is where Roofy really landed that shot, that nasty shot where it was like a stumbled Fiziev really bad and got him out of there. But Manuel Torres, I mean, he's good, but he's not anything crazy. He's a big, powerful, lanky guy. So yeah, for him, it's I'm not sure about this one yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm thinking Fiziev wins that as well. Manuel Torres has shown in the past that when he gets taken down, he doesn't really know what to do as much. I think that Fiziev should go into this fight cautious, but a little bit more on like the pressure heavy side. I think that he should stay in Manuel Torres's face. This is the same thing I said when it came to JDM and Prates. With these big guys, do not allow them to pick the range. Don't allow these bigger guys to pick the fight. You need to pick the fight as a smaller dude because once you allow these guys to pop that jab and find that range against you, especially if they have power, they're gonna catch you eventually. You know, granted, no one ever even thought Fiziev was gonna get put out the way he did against Rufy, but like it's what happens when you allow yourself to get caught. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you can't just sit there in a stationary, position and just allow the range to be picked. Like when a guy has his hand out and he's reaching for your glove, don't reach back out. You know what? Like what are you doing? You're just you're just helping him find that range. So I'm gonna be pissed if this fight ends up, with Fiziev being knocked out because he's just allowing Manuel Torres to dictate the fight. Um, But how it's looking right now is it's looking pretty good for Faziev. I think Faziev can get it done. I think that this training camp's going to be a lot better. He's going to be a lot more defensively sound. He's going to look a lot better in this fight. So as a Faziev fan, let's get it done. Let's get it done, bro. Please, for my sanity, please get it done. Please get it done, bro. Um, yeah, man. I'm and this is a live report right here, home of fights on Twitter. Hamzat Shemaev just posted a sparring video of him and Sean Strickland and wrote, "I'm bullying weak people."
Shit.
I'm watching the video right now. It's Hamzat's literally just pressuring Strickland. He's not really doing much. I don't know. I don't necessarily know how he's bullying Strickland, but I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I'm really excited for that fight, bro. And I get to see it in person. I am very happy about that fight, but I'm iffy. I'm a little bit iffy because the fact that they hate each other so much is crazy. Like, is that just me? They despise each other, bro. Like they're threatening to like kill each other at this point, bro. It's
I mean, they're
like,
fighters. I don't expect anything less than talking about that from fighters. I mean, violent people, however you like it or not, they're violent. So they're just violent.
yeah, man, it's crazy, crazy, crazy.
Yeah, next up, I'm talking about this fight: DDP versus Kamaru Usman. Obviously, coming from Kevin K, so it's a little bit iffy.
Yeah, a little
Easy
iffy. I
Kevin
don't
K,
trust
but
Kevin K on
he is
everything.
very reliable for the most part. I know a lot of people like to point to that Hamza Yuri thing, but that was actually in the works. He just jumped the gun. It
Mm.
was in the works. I think the Octagon MMA CEO confirmed it, said it was because someone else confirmed it as well, but it was because Hamzat was overweight and they were kind of scrambling to get him a fight, and they booked that one versus Yuri. They had it in talks. They were planning it, but it wasn't wrong. It was just he kind of jumped the gun. And this one, we already seen that Usman said he was offered DDP, but he said he turned it down, so that's why this was a little iffy. DDP's gym just reposted that. Um, that this fight that he posted that, and it does make sense on Kamaru Usman's side. You go up to middleweight, fight Dricus, you beat him, and you get a title shot. You're gonna get a title shot immediately if Hamzat's still the champ. Um, but Hamzat said he wants this one to be his last fight at 185. So I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't know either. He's another one. Yo, he is another one, bro. Because I'm so sick of some of these champions right now, bro. This whole thing where like they're coming and then they're going and then they're moving up and then they
Yeah,
don't. I why couldn't we just go back to how it was originally when you can hold two belts? All right, cool. Have fun. You should be able to have the liberty to go in both divisions and you figure it out. You want to move up? All right, great. Move up. You're the champion. And then vacate it. But now we're vacating it, then we got to figure out, oh, why, like, that's a whole nother thing. Why are we allowing Dana White to put on like these interim fights as well? That's a whole nother thing.
that's not Dana. They don't know. They don't know the shit. I think interims are fine.
You think so? I just feel like it's too overplayed. Like if oh my goodness, the champions fighting in another division. All right, interim belt. Stop doing interim belt. Like I'm so
I
sick of
think
these
it's
interim
fine.
belts, bro.
I think it's good. I think it's fine if the division's gonna be held up for a while because the champ's moving up. I mean, we don't see that anymore because everyone's vacating, except for Ilya if he moves up to 170. You could do an interim, which I'm thinking it's fine. It's a more of a glorified number one contender fight, which I'm fine with. Puts a little more emphasis on it, puts a little more at stake, and it's also good. You could have some really good fights as co-mains or main events on numbered fights. I think I'm fine with a number interim title because like Hamzat's next fight up a weight class, it might not be against Olberg, it could be against Paulo Costa for an interim since um Hamza would be out or Oberg would be out for so long. Hamza moves up against Paulo Costa. We get the grudge match finally. That has a shit ton of hype around it. Or is Ilya moves up and fights Islam? They do an interim. It's Armin versus Charles, or Armin versus BSD, Charles versus BSD, whatever it may be. I think there's a lot of good fights that can be made from
Yeah.
that for an interim, which I'm fine with. I think you should do them. Like heavyweight, you need it's perfect timing now. You get two great fights now. We're gonna get Alex versus Sirigan, and then probably either the rematch of Sirigan and Tom, or Alex and Tom. Two amazing. So we're getting two really good fights out of it,
Yeah,
no matter
either way,
what.
it's a good fight.
So
Yeah.
because if it wasn't for the interim, Alex wouldn't be moving up. So I think you kind of it's good to have them in cases where Ilya has a divorce shit where he can't really fight
Mm.
because of that, and then Tom has his eye surgery and stuff. I think it's fine when you're doing that. Like you kind of do need them.
It's the goat right there. Um, but yeah, man. Let me see. What's everybody in the chat thinking? Sean needs to pressure hard in the first 2 rounds. Absolutely. The only thing you can pressure Hamzat a lot, but I want to see how Sean's grappling looks, especially against somebody like as big and bad as Hamzat is made out to be. You can pressure him all you want. I think the what needs to happen is figure him out in the first. Second, all right, put a little bit of pressure on. Once we get to the championship rounds, once we actually no, once we get to the third and then the championship rounds, that's when you start putting the pressure on because Hamzat's his cardio is not good. He doesn't have the best cardio. The teeps to the body, the kicks to the body, the 1-2 down the middle, be annoying, be like a mosquito. Honestly, like just pick at him and move. Just I feel like hitting Hamza and moving around a lot is what's gonna be Hamzat's downfall. And I have a lot of hope in Sean Strickland, but I wouldn't be surprised if Sean Strickland loses this fight either. Um, as unfortunate as it sounds, because Hamzat's really he's really good as well. He's really really good, man, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of I don't know about this. I don't know about this. We'll see once we get into the third round how this
Yeah.
fight's really gonna go.
We could go to that straight away. Actually, talking about the 328 fights.
Not gonna lie, I don't like Hamza. Your boy Miguel, boring control fighter, misses weight too much, barely fights, demanding a move in weight classes after. Yep, exactly. Sean better
Oh,
learn how
wow.
to scramble.
It was one fight. I think it's overplayed. He's had banger after banger before that. Basically, it was one fight, and that's more on DDP. You got to get up and be able to defend takedowns, and you're a championship level fighter. You get on your it's same thing with JDM. Like you get on your back, and you can't really do anything out of it. Get
Mm.
crucifixed for 15 minutes. I think Strickland in this one, he has certain tools, like his jab, his body work is good,
Mhm.
but I think he's gonna be a little surprised when Hamza goes out there. I think Hamza striking is a little underrated at this point. He has decent boxing. He's a decent jab. He's very twitchy as well. He feints a lot.
Yeah,
And Sean Strickland is not gonna stuff a takedown from Hamza.
I don't
He
think so.
has
Yeah.
good get-ups, Strickland, but he's never really fought an elite grappler. Um, like DDP got 55% of takedowns. I think it was like 6 of 11 on him. He was able to get up immediately, but it's like it's DDP. It's not Hamza. It's you can't compare. It's like comparing Fluffy to Hamza. Fluffy in the striking, in the wrestling, in the grappling is way worse in literally every regard to
Mm.
Hamza. Hamza doesn't need striking to get his grap or his wrestling going. He's gonna shoot from far out,
Mm.
timed very well, explosively, and take you down. You're not gonna. He's a very good chain wrestler. He's good at getting the back, which Sean Strickland does kind of give up the back a little bit when he
Yeah, he
fights the
does.
hands.
Yes, he
Um,
does.
so I
Yeah,
think Hamza will be able to take it.
that choke is gonna be pretty. It's gonna be dangerous. With that rear
Yeah.
naked choke. Um, yeah, man, it's. But I like where your head's at though because it makes sense. You know, I can't even say anything to that because what you're saying makes 100% sense. You know, Sean Strickland's not a DDP. He's not.
You know what I'm saying?
Um,
Hamzat's
you
not a
know,
DDP. It's
yeah,
even
both of them. You know, I don't think Sean's gonna lay there like DDP, and I don't. You know, DDP is not Hamza either. You know what I mean? 1,000%, bro. It goes both ways. It goes both ways. Um, but whoa. I don't think this main event is gonna happen. Someone's gonna pull out. You know,
no.
I don't know. I don't know about that. As 3 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago now, Hamza is looking for Sean Strickland. I don't know where he is. I've been here 3 days in the lobby. He says he's gonna shoot me. Let's go. Let's do it. I don't care. I'm happy to die. Don't care about none of this. So I don't know. It's possible.
It's just there's too much security there. There's not. This fight will be fine. They're gonna make sure this shit happens. This is probably the
No,
most
I'm joking. But yeah, it
high profile
looks
main
good.
events you're gonna get this year. There, especially when you have a storyline like this, you don't. A lot of these main events don't have storylines like this, and especially if they do, it's more so one sided or it's individualized. It's like a fighter has a great backstory or they have a come up, you know. But you don't really have a beef like this. A lot of guys aren't beefy anymore, you know. I can't even think of this year if it has been any.
Yeah,
Like there was a lot of hype last weekend for Prates because it was such a 50-50 fight. This weekend is more so just the story has brought the ton of hype. I guess the fight will be good as well, but the storyline behind it, and that's why the UFC needs to do a better job also at promoting because
absolutely,
keep people feel it's a story. It's an entertainment. It's like a movie.
absolutely.
You want people are gonna be drawn in because of stories. Like Izzy Pereira, there's a storyline there. You can promote it well. There's a even Van and Tyra, there's a little bit there with the arm break and short notice step ups, unranked to champ in a year for Van. Tyra was not really much. I mean, losing to Royval, I guess.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, but you could promote the Tom Aspinall story when he comes back with his eye thing, like really exaggerate it,
Yeah,
make it dramatic. And Pereira being the first three division champ, like really fucking drill that in, how
yeah, they need
significant that
to.
is.
They need
Um,
to. And on top of that, there was a recording specifically from Tom Aspinall. It was either today or yesterday, saying that he's ready to fight again. He said that he's
No,
gonna.
he's not ready to fight. He's not even cleared for contact, but he's
Is he not? Let me see. I gotta find it because
no,
it was him.
he's not cleared
Was
for
it the one
contact
driving
yet, but
him the
it's
car? The one of
yeah,
him driving in the car?
yeah, he's not cleared for contact, but he's on the right track. He should be cleared for contact soon, and then his next fight will be obviously Pereira gone winner later this year. Probably do that like MSG or something. I would suspect once
Oh,
Aspinall's
okay,
good to
okay.
go.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I must have read that wrong then.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was ready to. I don't know, man. See, I gotta find better sources on Twitter because some of these Twitters be
I
they
just gotta look
be
at my
dumb.
videos, honestly. I know what sources are good or not. So
Yeah, I gotta get put on game. Um, but yeah, man, I'm excited. Let's see this whole storyline just to see Sean get ragdoll for 25 minutes. I hope that's
I'm
not the case.
I think it'll be an early sub. I think Chimaev's gonna sub him
You think
in the
so?
first two rounds. Yeah, I think Strickland. I think I think with the ability to get up a little better does leave openings. Because if you
I give
can't get up at
Strickland the
all,
benefit of the doubt, though, man. I got a little bit more
nah. I mean,
faith in
it's not
Strickland.
that it's like he's bad. It's just Hamzat's a terrible matchup for anybody. Like he's never fought an elite wrestler or elite grappler. Like Anthony Hernandez is not elite by any means. He's not elite, a grappler or a wrestler,
That's true.
especially the wrestling. And he's not even as strong or as big as Hamzat. That's like a terrible litmus test for this fight. Fluffy is not good compared to Hamzat. Um, DDP's not even close to the wrestler of Hamzat. Hamzat is a
Yeah.
10 times better wrestler than anyone Strickland's faced. Obviously, he fought Kamaru Usman back in the day. That was 2017. His grappling, he's good get ups, but it's going to leave openings as well when you're scrambling and, giving up your back. I think Hamza gets an early sub here. Hamza could even hurt him on the feet. I think Strickland. I wouldn't be. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he wins, but it's possible. It would have to be later on in the fight, later TKO, or if he's able to get up and defend subs, but get up rather quick, relatively quick. That's where it's gonna be tough for Hamza because Hamza, if he does what he did against Dricus, he's not gonna get tired. He can do that for 15 rounds.
Yeah.
You lay on somebody and just hold them there because they can't do anything. They can't scramble. They can't get back to their feet. Strickland, if he's able to make it up, which he has a better chance of doing that than Dricus, and it makes Hamzat keep taking him down or keep shooting, and because Hamzat's a very explosive fighter, you're gonna get tired being that explosive. That's when he would beat Hamzat, but I just don't think he'll be able to get up for that long or get up that much to really make Hamzat work, or without giving up a sub, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah. I'm gonna be live, man. Again, for those who don't know, man, I'm going to UFC 328, dude. I'm gonna be seeing this live. I got a feeling that this is about to be like a Connor and Khabib situation again.
I hope not.
I feel like Hamza's gonna run at somebody and just act
I mean,
stupid.
I don't think so because there's not really anyone else. There's not really anyone in Strickland's corner that's like exaggerating shit. Like it was Dylan Dennis for Connor, It's really one-on-one for this one for the most part.
Yeah.
It's not like the cornermen as well are beefing. People in the court. It's a whole team beefing. It's more so. I mean, obviously, there's just some hate, obviously, on each side to each other. I mean, even not really, because Eric Nixick
What they
likes Hamzat and he talks to Hamzat. Hamzat's team probably hates Strickland, whatever, but it's nothing. It's nothing like the Khabib Conor. It is between the fighters, it's close to it, but between the teams, not. No, it's not even close. That's why there won't be a brawl. I don't think.
You don't think so? I don't know. I got a feeling. I got a feeling. I don't know. Hamzat's real, like, he's iffy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be hilarious if I could see that live. Oh, we got a passionate the fight guy. How many times has an opponent in the UFC attempted a submission on Sean Strickland? Answer the question.
I think it was like 0 or something.
It was 0, wasn't it?
Yeah, I saw that earlier.
Even though, and you know what, fight guy? Let's talk about it. Even though it is 0, Hamza is gonna be. Come on. Who has Strickland really faced to where they're gonna be a grappling menace for him? What challenge? Answer that question. What challenge has Sean Strickland had to where we thought he was gonna get submitted? Anthony Hernandez? No. I don't think anybody thought Anthony Hernandez was gonna sit here and dominate Sean Strickland the way Hamza is. I pose that question to you. I'll see you in the chat. Anyways, for this main event, man, we pretty much summed it up, dude. Like, to be honest with you, it's looking really good, and I'm really excited for this main event.
Yeah.
You think it's gonna be an early night? You
Yeah,
think it's gonna be an early night? I think it's gonna
most likely picking Hamzat by sub.
You think so?
Round 1 or 2.
I don't know. I got Hamza by decision, if anything.
Yeah, and then for co-main, Tatsuro Taira versus Joshua Van.
Taira versus Joshua Van. Dang.
I'm personally, as of right now, I haven't watched much of the fights back right now. This week, I'm probably gonna get bulk of that done tomorrow and Thursday.
Yeah, both of us. The fight study.
I'm going Taira as of right now. I think the ability on the ground is gonna be a lot for Van because Taira, thing with him, he's a lot bigger in my opinion. I think the difference will be a bit more drastic than 2 inches as it shows here. I don't know what the reach is. 5-inch reach advantage. And Taira is he's a relentless type of wrestler. He's very good in the clinch from the body lock and stuff. Strong there as well.
Yeah.
And the one thing is a very good back take. It was kind of like the reason I was picking Pantoja against Van is because that back take ability. They both get there really good. Taira may even be better in that position, getting the back than Pantoja. But the one thing that makes me question this a little bit to pick Van is the pace and the boxing. Obviously, I think Van sets a much higher pace, has a higher output than Tyra that might disrupt, the rhythm of
Mhm.
Tyra and just control the pace of the fight. It's gonna make it really hard to shoot and shoot well. I think you can't be doing that against Pantoja because Pantoja's gotta have moments where he's piecing you up and controlling the pace. Tyra not really in a fight like this. He's not really gonna be controlling the pace too much in terms of heightening it. Josh Van's really gonna be doing that and piecing him up. Tyra can't land on Van. Like he can land right hands. He has a really good right hand. His
Yeah.
jab is okay. He's got good feints as well. He's very like showed it in the Moreno fight. He does have some good feints.
Mhm.
But then Van obviously has a really good sprawl. He's strong at the hips. He's shorter too, so that does
Mhm.
help.
Yeah.
He's not too powerful, but he's a builder. He builds into fights. That's the longer this fight goes, the more it's gonna look better for Van, especially past around past the middle part of this fight. I feel it was the same versus Pantoja for me. Once it gets like around later round 3, round 4, round 5, it's gonna be looking good for Van.
Mhm.
He's a good builds very well, makes reads good. So I'm thinking I might pick Van, but as of right now, I'm going Tyra by sub
Yeah.
as well. Right
That
now,
makes
it's gonna be
100% sense, dude. That makes 100% sense. And honestly, I'm 50-50 on this fight because of what you said about Tyra. Um but I think a lot of people are underestimating Tyra as well in this fight because people are going back and being like, "Oh, well, he got pieced up by Royval, this, that, and the third." Okay, but we're talking about the same person who, okay, even though he did get pieced up by Royval, okay, you don't think that he's gonna evolve per se? You don't think that he's gonna get a little bit better, over time? Um, and I'm not gonna sit here and discredit Joshua Van either because he pieced up Royval, but it was on short notice as well. Joshua Van looked really good against Royval, even though it was short notice. Now he has a full fight camp. I think that he's gonna be a lot more, defensively sound when it comes to the grappling aspect of it. Do I think he's gonna get taken down? I average at least 3 takedowns to Tatsuro Taira in this entire fight. I think that he's going to that first round, the first second round. I think there's a possibility of Tyra taking Joshua Van down and bullying him on the ground. But when it comes to being on the feet, and Joshua Van's got a pretty good sprawl as well. He's pretty good with his sprawling. Um, I is the just going back to what you said, that the takedown and the back taking, and on top of that, his ground and pound is what his Tyra's ground and pound is nasty, man. You know, um, arguably he put Moreno out. For maybe for those like you got to know, like if you were really watching the fight, you would have seen it, but there was a point where Tyra had Moreno. He had to have had him out because he hit him with an elbow, and you see Moreno go stiff, and then Tyra hits him a couple more, and then Moreno gets back up and he starts defending himself again. So I don't know what Joshua Van's gonna do when it comes to being taken down by Tatsuro Taira, the bigger guy. But I think that he's I don't know. I think that he's just gonna do a lot better when it comes to being on the feet. I think that he's gonna be chopping that calf kick a little bit more than he usually does. You know, absolutely is Tatsuro Taira susceptible to head kicks as well. I think that he should mix it up. Putting out the 1-2s, but then following up with the 1-2s. Seeing how he reacts, allowing Tatsuro Taira to bite on feints because Tatsuro Taira does bite on feints a lot. And that's one big hole I see in this game to where Tatsuro Taira could get caught. But you know what I mean? I don't even have an answer for this right now. All I have is just what I know. So can I disagree or agree with your pick? No. I'm 55. Like I'm literally playing both sides.
Mhm.
Whoever wins, I'm low-key happy with it, to be honest with you. Both of these guys are active. Both of these guys are looking for a fight. If Tatsuro Tara wins, most likely he'll you could fight Horiguchi if Horiguchi wins. You could fight Manel Cop if he wins. Perfect. Um, this Pantoja is another one. I'm really happy. Do I want Joshua Van to win? excuse me, just a little bit more because there's that backstory with Pantoja, and then I think it would be a little bit better of a fight if we had Manel Cop versus Joshua Van, or like a Horiguchi against Joshua Van, then Tatsuro Taira. But yeah, man, I'm on the fence about this fight. I'm on the fence about this fight. So I really don't even have a prediction for this fight. Um, he replied. Hold on, I gotta read this. A good amount of his opponents he's faced has had a serious submission threat. Brendan Allen. Okay, Brendan Allen got absolutely pieced up. I don't want to hear that. DDP twice. DDP. Who has he submitted? Okay, he submitted Israel Adesanya, and he has submitted Darren Till. Am I forgetting anybody, Boze?
I don't think so. But the thing with them is like,
Like,
yeah, DDP's not a big submission threat like Hamza. Brennan Allen didn't even get a takedown, or I just looked. He didn't even attempt a takedown in that fight. And DDP he could wrestle a little bit, grapple, but he Darren Till isn't very good.
exactly.
And Izzy, he kind of rocked him early, and then took him down, then got the sub. So it is a different. I don't. It's hard to do like that. It's not very good to do that MMA math type of thing where you go this fight, picking and choosing, and kind of generalize stuff because you could do that with a lot of fighters, and it's never really accurate. I understand what you're trying to say with the sub threat because I was about to say like you have to look at guys with similar styles and stuff. But there's no one really a major sub threat who has gotten to those positions on Strickland. Like, yes, Drick has got some takedowns. I don't remember the exact sequences, how those grappling sequences went. I'd have to watch it back. But
Yeah,
Strickland
they
was able
were
to
they
get
were
up.
from just sloppy striking and then him kind of just falling over. Because if we're really going by, if you want to go by MMA math, let's go by MMA math. What has Sean Strickland done against guys like Brendan Allen in the first fight against DDP? Arguably, he won that fight. Against Fluffy, he destroyed him. Against Jack Hermanson, he destroyed him. If we're going by MMA math, then hypothetically, Sean Strickland would piece up Hamzat. Hamzat's not the type of guy where he's just going to allow you to hit him either. He's going to be shooting at your legs. He's going to be in your face. He's going to be yelling at you. Mind you, Hamzat walks around at light heavyweight, possibly even heavyweight, weight when he's not fighting. You weigh in, but then when you fight on that day, you're not the same weight. Hamzat's going to be a big threat, and he's going to feel huge if he takes you down, especially on fight day. And on top of that, you've got turmoil against him. Yo, he's going to want to keep you down. He's going to want to make you bleed, and he's not going to allow you to get up. So, basing it off of something like that, I don't know. The thing about Sean is he's been held down for 18 seconds. Okay, you can say that, but he's been held down for only a minute time, only in the DDP fight. He didn't really get taken down in any of his other fights. So if you think that, man, listen, dude, you can't go, you can't. Hold on, dog. I'm sorry. You're doing MMA math. I'm not. That's why I'm saying style makes fights. But the more you argue, it's for your own. Who has Hamzat submitted to Whitaker? Okay, who else? Who else? Bruh. Yeah. Have we really seen how Hamza has fought? Like, who has Hamza? Okay, he's dominated Dracus Duplessis, right? He submitted Whitaker. Arguably, he had a really good performance against Usman. Even though it was short notice, he still had a really good performance against him. He has submitted Kevin Holland. That was another, short notice fight, right? Gilbert Burns, he went all out against Gilbert Burns. Li Jingliang, he also submitted as well. Are these names that are top tier? Okay, Whitaker is a top tier name, right?
Went
But
to the bathroom.
I got you. But when it comes to like other, you can't base it off of that. I'm gonna be honest. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't base it off of nothing. Strickland is gonna get taken down and he's gonna get dominated for a little bit. Unless this fight goes to like the third, fourth, fifth round, you know, I give it to Hamza, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Hamza, it's just he's gonna decimate Sean Strickland, and that's it. You know. Um, tell me who first. Yeah, okay, yeah, he submitted Li Jingliang, right? Okay, Ling Jingliang, Kevin Holland, Chimaev. Okay, that makes sense. That okay, you want to base it off of that? Let's base it off of that. Okay, that makes sense. But as far as Strickland goes, Strickland can 100% be submitted. Let's be honest here. If you get taken down by DDP, you're gonna get dominated by Islam as well. He's just a different guy. He's a different force. He brings different power, different weight, and you know, there's really nothing much else to say, bro. There's really nothing much else to say. Hamza's gonna get it done, and that's gonna be it. That's gonna be it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man. I don't know what else to. I don't know how else to put it. To be honest with you, yeah, I really don't. I don't know how else to put it. Bro. I really don't know how else to put it, bro. Um, yeah, man. I really don't know how else to put it. But yeah, let me see who's Doom. You got Van. Yo, Doom. What is your profile picture, bro? What's your profile picture, bro? What you doing, bro? What you doing, man? But how many of them were even middleweights? I think Sean will get taken down every round, but will get back up. This fight will shock a lot of people. As in how though? That's what. So you think that he's gonna get taken down? Okay, great. But you don't think that he's gonna get submitted at all? You don't think there's gonna be any sort of submission threat towards Strickland in this fight at all? Even though bro, I don't know how else to. Okay. So what he's talking about, right? He's basing it off of Hamzat's original wins, right? Did you like? Hamzat was a welterweight at one point, right? He was
Yeah.
fighting these dudes at welterweight. So
No,
it's,
I mean
it's
I
not it's
understand
not
what
really about how many of them were middleweights because if you want to, bro, he went up. He was a welterweight, right? He was actually in the beginning. He was fighting both divisions. Then he went to welterweight, was focused on the title over there, and then was like, you know what, never mind. Then moves up, destroys Usman, destroys Whitaker, and then destroys Dracus Duplessis after moving up. Basing it off of those three right there, that's an elite fighter. Am I wrong? No, I'm not wrong because what you're saying doesn't make sense. Just because they weren't middleweights doesn't mean anything. This dude was a welterweight at one point.
no, I mean
Like I don't understand. I don't really understand this right now. Like
I get what he's trying to say, but it kind of reminds me of the JDM Islam fight a little bit, where JDM has shown good takedown defense, good scramble ability, good transitions, reversals, whatever it may be on the ground, but he never fought someone to the level of a mixed martial artist, including the wrestling and grappling of an Islam. It's kind of like this. Sean Strickland's never fought a wrestler like Hamza, a grappler like Hamza, and paired together, I think that's going to be pretty tough for him. He does have the ability to get up. Like I said, he works well with that, getting back to his feet, fighting the hands, does give up his back a little bit, whatever. But I mean, I think, especially with his stance, he's very high, a little squared at times. So I think no one's gonna stuff Hamza's shots. No one's gonna do that. So I understand what he's trying to say, but I mean, there's different ways to look at it. So
I feel that. I feel that because that didn't make sense to me at all. That didn't make sense to me at all.
yeah.
But okay, I want to pick your brain about this fight. What do I want to hear what you think about this fight first before I even put my 2 cents into this.
So for me, uh, kind of stuck
Exactly.
because it's like I think Volkov could kind of have a Sergey Pavlovich type of performance where he was able to pick him apart at range. Uses jab, uses long range weapons. But I need to see, like, because he does have those skills, he does have the tools to do it. But I need to see how Waldo can get inside. Obviously, he's a really good chin. He
Yeah.
moves his head well, rolls those shots. He's a better boxer here. He's a good low kick, which Volkov has been susceptible to. Volkov's takedown defense is also ass.
Yeah. It is.
Waldo can get some takedowns here, I think.
Mhm. He just has to do something with it,
I'm
unlike
kind of
Justin Almeida.
thinking Waldo here, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm leaning Waldo because of I think we'll be able to calf kick, get inside, outbox, and wrestle because I don't think there's a huge reach disadvantage either, and it's heavyweight. Like it's hard in heavyweight to really be. And Volkov's getting older too. He doesn't move super well like a Cyril Gane where he's like very light on his feet and has a really just moves around a lot, uses a lot of footwork. So I think Waldo as of right now I'm taking Waldo here. I'll take Waldo.
Good. Because that like exactly what you just said, I was about to rant on because this fight is winnable for Waldo Cortez Acosta, 100%. Is it going to be a really boring fight? And do I think Waldo is going to have to get in Volkov's face? 1000%. Um, but yeah, Volkov's his takedown defense is horrible, 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 bro. He's not good when it comes to being taken down. Is he gonna throw up legs? Probably, yeah. He's a big guy, but I don't really see him. I don't really see Volkov doing much in this fight. Especially if Cortez Acosta goes into this fight, wanting to strike more and wanting to be in Volkov's face, like everybody else really should be. When we seen oh my gosh, I forgot his name. Oh my goodness, I'm blanking on his name.
Who?
Yo, I'm forgetting his name. I just forgot Aspinall's name, bro. I mean, I legitimately just blanked on Aspinall's name. But yeah, what's it called? Even though Aspinall is, I think he's taller than Cortez Acosta, right? He's like what 6'5".
I'm about the same.
About the
6'4",
same.
6'5".
Yeah. So, basing it off of that fight, what did Tom Aspinall do? He got in Volkov's face, he took him down, and he ended up submitting him. Do I think Waldo Cortez Acosta is going to submit him? No, like obviously not. But if Aspinall can do it, if Jalton Almeida can do it, if a lot of these other guys that he's fought, Volkov has been taken down, a few times at that. Um, I think Waldo Cortez Acosta can get it done. I think he's gonna do it definitively, and I think he's gonna go home really happy. And if when he wins this fight, 1000% he's gonna ask for a title shot. 1000%. He's the next in line. I don't really see anybody else deserving of a title shot like him. Because who is it? Who's Pavlovich facing? Isn't it
Teixeira.
Talison? Yeah, Talison Teixeira.
Yeah, I mean, if Waldo wins, I mean, he's gonna have to wait maybe close to a year to fight for the title because then Alex Gone winner versus Tom later this year, and then however fast you want to make a turnaround to fight Waldo, or Waldo could take on Hockey at the end of the year, or Blades maybe later this year if he wants to just keep fighting. Because
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to be on ice for a year or a little less than a year, so maybe he keeps fighting. And those are two winnable fights. He should win both those fights, Pocket or Blades. So he probably will ask for a title shot, but I wouldn't be surprised if he. It also depends on when Aspinall comes back. If Aspinall could come back around September, October, like earliest October, I think maybe he'll wait out because then whoever wins that, they can probably get back to fighting in March and get
Yeah,
back to have
absolutely.
a fight book by February, March. I'm sure Tom would want to be super active. He's been fucked the past couple years. Alex is always
Yeah,
active.
indeed.
He's gonna have been bulked up already. And
Mm.
if Gon wins both, which I don't think is likely, I think he can beat an Aspinall, but I don't think he beats Pereira. Um, I don't know if Silver Gon will be that active. So
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, man, we both have Cortez Acosta winning this fight. Um, onto the welterweight belt, right? So we have Joaquin Buckley and Sean Brady. Bro, to be honest with you, I have Joaquin Buckley winning this fight. I think Joaquin Buckley's gonna finish Sean Brady.
yeah, I have
Um,
Buckley as of right now.
yeah, yeah. I'm really confident in Buckley. Buckley's gonna I think Buckley's gonna go into this fight striking wise the same way he did against Wonder Boy. But I think he's gonna put a little bit more pressure on Sean Brady because Sean Brady's coming off of a KO law. What did it? Was it a TKO or a KO to Michael Morales? It was a
It's a
TKO, right?
TKO, yeah.
Yeah. So coming off of a TKO against Michael Morales, Michael Morales was lengthy and everything, but Joaquin Buckley, even like he's just short and he's all muscle, bro. Like I could really see Joaquin Buckley catching Sean Brady in just a sloppy exchange between the two and just finishing him on the ground. Um, one 1000% Joaquin Buckley needs to be very careful though because Sean Brady is a menace on the ground. Try not to get taken down, sprawl when you can. If if you can get up in any sort of situation, if you do get taken down, exploit it. You have to. You cannot stay on the ground. You cannot allow Sean Brady to dictate what it is on the ground because if you allow that, then you're 1000% gonna lose the fight. You have to keep it standing. You have to be active, and you have to push the pace on him. Um, I see Joaquin Buckley winning this fight though. And on top of that, um, one thing that I'm looking at just a little bit more is how Joaquin Buckley, at times he's a little bit wild with his striking. Like he'll swing heavy and he leaves himself open. And with him fighting out of that unorthodox stance, you could easily get taken down after like throwing a kick, just and missing Sean Brady or trying to throw heavy with something, and then Sean Brady taking you down and putting you in full mount. You know what I mean? Or just trying to just be messy and slimy all over that ground just to try and submit you. But 1000%, I still give it to Buckley. I think Buckley's gonna get it done. I think he's gonna stay standing. He's gonna be a little bit more smart when it comes to a deadly grappler, not a deadly grappler, but like a grappler good enough to where he can, put some damage on you and submit you on the ground. But that's kind of that's what I'm thinking. So what are you thinking, Bozen? How you feeling about this fight?
Yeah, I think Buckley as of right now will take it. I have to rewatch Sean Brady's wrestling because what
Hmm.
I remember is kind of like a fluffy archetype a little bit, or it's one of those guys that needs his, or like a Bilal kind of, where he needs his striking first to overwhelm you with that, and then take you down. Because
Yeah.
he's not a wrestler like a Hamzat, like a Usman, like a Islam, where it's more so about just timing. Where they time you, you move your weight forward a little bit. They're coming in off a striking exchange or taking you down. Like obviously he could do that, but I don't think it's at the level of those guys. Um, so I think he's more of he needs to get his striking going, kind of overwhelm you, back you up, and then take you down. I'm not sure if he'll be able to do that to Buckley. I don't think so. Being a shorter, stockier guy also helps in some assets of takedown defense. And Buckley also has big power. And I'm sure he's been out for 11 months. I'm sure he's been drilling takedown defense. It's something clicked for him in the fifth round against Usman. I don't know if it was, he finally just woke up or Usman got a little tired. But if he could come out like he did in the fifth round against Usman,
Hmm.
he's gonna knock out Sean Brady in the first couple. but I need to rewatch their fights. I need to rewatch the Leon fight especially, and then the Usman fight for Buckley.
Mhm.
See both of those. Those are the ones I need to. The two I'm really gonna rewatch, and is maybe the Morales one as well for Brady, but also look at the Colby one for Buckley maybe.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
I would look at that one too. He did really good against Kobe Covington
And
though.
Colby sucks. Like his takedown
Yeah,
defense were disgusting. I remember his takedowns were really poor that fight. It was very easy to stuff.
yeah,
Honestly, kind of just like put
yeah,
his head
very
down.
telegraphed. Yeah, just like real telegraphed and just yeah, exactly. Like with his head down, he was just kind of like throwing his body at Buckley.
Yeah,
But um, King, it's such a random fight. um,
yeah.
Bobby Green versus Jeremy Stevens. I have a feeling that that's like fight of the night worthy. I feel
I'll
like yo,
probably
they're gonna throw down just like the Hogan and Blades fight, and then we're just gonna have so much fun seeing that in person.
yeah. No, it's gonna be a good fight, but I think Bobby Green will style on him, especially after the first round.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a later onslaught for Bobby Green. Jeremy
Mhm.
Stevens does slow down a little bit. He's very explosive and looking for big shots early, but
Yeah.
Bobby Green, I think he'll be able to make a miss, piece him up, and just get a later TKO here. Jeremy
Yeah.
Stevens like is like 1-9 in his last 10, or something like that. I think the one win was in the PFL.
Uh,
He had one no contest, I think, so it was like 1-9-1 basically, in his or 1-8-1 in his last 10.
yeah.
So I mean, I think Bobby Green's a style. Bobby Green was really good his last couple of fights,
Yes, yeah.
especially
Yes, he has.
Especially the Zell Huber win. That was a very good one. So I
Yes,
think he
he
gets it
did.
done here pretty easily.
Yeah. Yeah, I do
After,
too.
after the first bit.
This is just a fun fight. Just like, they're fighting over the last burger at the freaking function, bro. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like just the unk off. So it's something just fun, nice. Put on a show for the fans. And yeah, man, I think King Green's gonna get it done. Same with Atiba Gautier. I'm not even gonna waste breath on that. You feel what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like
Easy.
Atiba Gautier, bro, he's gonna kill Ozzy Diaz.
Yeah, it's easy one
And
right there.
yeah, the thing with Atiba Gautier, they need to give him a challenger. Like, stop throwing him these just random fights, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because even with Francis
Yeah.
Ngannou, I mean, they gave him certain dudes at one point, but then they started giving him like better competition, and then you really got to see how Francis Ngannou fought. This dude's fighting like cans. He's fighting cans, and then what was it? Who was his last fight? Was it Valentine? Oh, Puliev.
Pulev. Yeah.
He, you know, like he had trouble against Puliev.
And Puliev's a good striker on the outside and stuff. He moves well. Like CLD didn't finish him, so
Yeah.
he's a hard guy to be finished, but he obviously he's only 24. He's a few fights. He's a genetic freak, crazy power.
Mhm.
Sambo, I think combat Sambo background, but I want to see obviously more of his grappling and wrestling. Someone with power as well. Someone who could really damage him and hurt him because Puliev can't really do that. He can move well and exploit your offensive deficiencies, which he did.
Mhm.
Like Atiba couldn't cut off the cage really well, couldn't set up his shots, feint, or show any dynamic ability with that. But I mean, it wasn't fraud checked or anything. He still won the fight pretty decisively.
Yeah, pretty definitively, yeah. But he just showed, he showed that if he can't catch you early, then he's a little iffy.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, he still look pretty good though. I just want to see him. Just give him a test already, dude, in this middleweight division. Speaking of another test, absolute cinema right here. Joel Alvarez versus Yaroslav Amosov. Yo, I like this fight, bro. Like, I'm salivating at that fight
Yeah.
right there, yo. This is such a good fight. I'm still giving it to Yaroslav Amosov. The reason I say that is because Joel Alvarez, he had a hard time against Vicente Luque with the takedowns, with being kicked in the leg, being clinched up as well. Um, Going back to his Armin Sarukian fight, I think Yaroslav Amosov is gonna do exactly what Armin Sarukian did to Joel Alvarez to him in this fight. I really think I think Yaroslav Amosov being the bigger guy, um, as far as like mass wise, not height wise, but mass wise. Um, I think he's just gonna bully him on the ground, and I think that he should go in full mount, take advantage of that full mount, and just rain down 12-6, and just beat him up on the ground. I really think that this is a winnable fight for Yaroslav Amosov. At least to me. What are you thinking about this fight, Bulls? And you thinking the same?
Yeah, I mean, I'm leaning Amasov as of right now. I think he's a better wrestler. He's good control here. Striking is a little iffy from what we've seen. He hasn't fought the greatest competition. Joel Alvarez will have an advantage there in just overall skill and um, danger. But I think he's Amasov is a better wrestler. So if it does get to that point where he can wrestle him, can get to the hips, I think he'll take him down, control him, land some ground and pound. I would go Amasov by decision as of right now. But Joel Alvarez is also a very good grappler. Defensively, like we've seen, he's put on his back, control a little bit. Offensively, he's very dangerous, but he's at a better weight class for himself now. But I think
Yeah.
Amasov will take this one by decision. I'll go with the decision.
You think so? Yeah, I got him by TKO in the third round. To be honest with you, I'm really high on Yaroslav Amosov. Um, he's looked really good in his fights in the UFC and also outside the UFC as well. I still want to do a little bit more research on him because I've seen about like 4 or 5 fights from Yaroslav Amosov. Um, but I want to go a little bit further back in his career. And I want to rewatch some of the fights that I've already watched just to make sure that what I'm seeing is correct. Um, because there is a possibility of him being pieced up on the feet as well. Again, just to like going back to what you said as well, his striking isn't the best. Um, he's more of like a grappler, but I think Amasov's going to be a problem you know, if he can do a little bit better with his hands and be a lot more productive when it comes to the boxing aspect, or possibly even ripping to the body a little bit more than what he usually does, I think that he's going to go far in this welterweight division, man. But yeah, I have Yaroslav Amosov by round 3 TKO. Um, you know what I mean? Another banger of a fight right here. We have Grant Dawson versus Rebeski as well, man. This is gonna be a bloodbath. I'm gonna be honest. I think Grant Dawson's. I think he's gonna get beat up in this fight, bro. I really, really think he will. Rezbecki, he's a shorter dude. He's just a mini Pekka, bro. For like people who play Clash Royale, like he's a mini Pekka, bro. He's just a tank. He hits hard. He's durable. You know what I mean? Can he be taken down? Absolutely. I think there's a high possibility of Grant Dawson just chud maxing his freaking way to a decision. Just sitting there taking him down, just being boring. But Rezbecki isn't Manuel Torres. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be a little bit for Rezbecki to put Grant Dawson out, but I think Rezbecki's gonna finish Grant Dawson.
Yeah, I'm going like
Yeah.
around 2 or 3 TKO for
Yeah.
Becky. I think his anti-grappling is pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So
another thing. And his rips to the body. You see how he works the body?
yeah,
Like, yo, he is vicious when he works the body. And Grant Dawson is one who does not cover up his body a lot. And he's a little bit weaker with that body. Um, so we'll see. We'll see.
yeah,
But 1000%, I have it by you know,
yeah,
I got respect.
yeah,
And we got Jim Miller, another uncle off, bro.
yeah.
So Bobby Green's kids right here, bro. Jared Gordon versus Jim Miller. Um,
I'm going Gordon. I think he should be able to pretty easily win
you
this.
know, it's just two old guys with a lot of scar tissue, bro. I think this is another fight where like somebody's gonna get cut open with an elbow, and bro, the canvas is gonna be just saturated in blood. Um, yeah, I give it to Jordan too.
Yeah,
But I'm like iffy on it though, because Jerry Gordon, he's like inconsistent, bro. Like he'll win some, and then another fight he looks horrible, and then another one he'll look like 50-50. All right, but Jared Gordon still wins, and then he just I don't know, he's just like weird. I
Yeah,
never bet on Jared Gordon at all, bro.
yeah.
He's just odd. He's just odd the way he fights.
Mhm.
But yeah, safe pick is Jared Gordon though. I think that he's gonna have a lot of more output when it comes to the striking. Um, I 1000% I could see Jared Gordon, putting his foot on the gas and putting the pressure on Jim Miller. And then Jim Miller is probably going to want to clinch up and then put him up against the cage. And I think Jim Miller is definitely going to take down Jared Gordon at least once in this fight. But then Jared Gordon is going to get up. I think he's just going to end up getting up, and he's just going to put the paws on Jim Miller, and he's going to etch his way to a decision. Dare I say split decision? I have like a feeling that this fight's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Mhm.
I got like yeah. I just got a feeling. I just got a really really like
Yeah.
weird feeling about that. Um, Onto these early prelims. This is a really good fight right here. This is another underrated matchup. Roman Kopylov versus Marco Tulio. Um, Roman Kopylov has looked absolutely horrendous in his last couple fights. Um, and Marco Tulio was looking pretty good, and then CLD came around and just killed him. But it is what it is. CLD is another one. Who is CL? Does CLD booked right now or no?
No, no.
He's
He
not
just
booked,
fought.
right? He
No,
doesn't.
not
Yeah,
yet.
'cause he just fought Roman.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you have any thoughts on this fight? Because like I want to say Roman Kopylov, but the way Kopylov has looked in his last few fights, I don't trust him like at all.
I'm going Tulio. Um, he's a very high output guy on the pressure, so I think he has to employ that against Kapilov. 'Cause Kapilov, we saw with his last two, Casa and RoboCop.
Mhm.
Some people who are also kickboxers with dynamic ability, high output, and high kicking games. More so Paulo Costa, but
Yeah,
RoboCop had more of the power. Tulio has a bit of power, but good kicks.
yeah,
Less defensively sound than both of them, and a worse chin.
mm,
Not worse chin than RoboCop, but he's a little chinny as well. But Tulio defensively, iffy. Trayshawn Gore was hitting him up a little bit, rocked him a couple times. Obviously,
yeah.
CLD put him out, but I think his pressure, he's
Bad.
good pressure and output, and I think that's something Kopylov struggles with.
Mm,
So I think I'm gonna go Marco Tulio by decision.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm.
yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. I honestly like. It's a good underrated fight, but 1000% like it makes sense why it's on the early prelims. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like that's just an early prelim kind of fight. But yeah, man, I'll throw it to Tulio as well. And then we have this absolute barn burner of a fight, huh? Pat Sabatini versus
Yeah.
William Gomez. Pat
I'm go-
Sabatini he looked really good against Chepe Mariscal.
yeah.
Um, and William Gomez is just William Gomez, bro. He's so boring, yo. He's just
Yeah,
he's just
he's not
why?
he's decent. Like he's a good kickboxer. He's got some speed on him. He mix it up well. He's like some good anti-grappling, but I think Sabatini will have a physicality advantage here. Could get pieced up on the feet, and if and Gomez could get up. Uh, but I'm gonna go with Sabatini. I think he'll be able to. He's a very sticky grappler. I think he'll be able to control William Gomez for a few minutes at a time and get a decision win. So
Yeah,
I think that's it for this one. This is a whatever fight.
yeah. Seriously, it is a whatever fight.
Yes.
I'm surprised freaking Sabatini's still here, bro. Somebody needs to put Sabatini out, just put him in retirement.
Yeah.
I love Pat Sabatini, but yo, it's time for you to go, bro. Um, But on to our next fight, Susakaya versus Santos. I'm not even I might butcher that for how do you say his first name? Because I'm definitely gonna butcher it.
Jordan.
The
He was in the
Jordan
crowd. He was in the crowd in my section at 327, just chilling. It was funny. No one noticed him.
and no one noticed him.
Yeah,
Dang, bro.
yeah,
Sometimes we don't advertise.
yeah. But I mean, this one, Jordan Santos, he's a tough guy. Pretty basic striker, moves around,
Yeah.
boxes. And Sursakayev is the better basically everywhere. I think this is a decision or a mid to late TKO,
Yeah.
I think. It's
Yeah,
either one.
I could see that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Santos is a little chinny as well. He's when you push the pace on him, he kind of folds really easily. Um, Baisanger Susukaya is another one. I want him to get fraud checked. Let me be honest. Like I want him to get somebody just in this middle. Like who's a really good unranked middleweight right now? Because there's a good amount. There's like I don't want to say a good amount, but there's some prospects in this middleweight division, like unranked wise. Um,
Yeah. I mean, if anyone's fraud checking, it's Belguri, but he's probably. I hope he gets a ranked shot next.
yeah, I do too. I don't know. I have a feeling he's not though. Like I feel like they're gonna give him like one more fight and then he'll get a top 15 opponent. Um, but yeah, Yusuri Balgiri, he's good. I like Yusuri Balgiri, bro. I really do. He looks good. And honestly, stylistically, bro, he's a nightmare for Susakayev. He really, really is. Um, but just to end it off here, we have Clayton Carpenter versus Jose Ochoa. Um, I'm giving it to Jose Ochoa. Ochoa has looked. He's, you know, you lose to Asu Amabayev. That was a short notice fight, right? Because I don't remember them being matched up
Yeah, it was pretty
originally.
short notice.
Yeah, pretty short notice. And then you destroy Cody Durden, and then it's not even a bad thing to lose to Lonar Kavanaugh either because that fight was competitive.
Yeah,
Um, absolutely, Lonar Kavanaugh did win the fight, but you know, you've lost against two, pretty good guys in this featherweight division, flyweight division. I mean, and I think he's gonna get it done against Clayton Carpenter. Clayton Carpenter, he kind of reminds me of Drew Dober in a way. He's just a blockhead. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Um, and Carpenter has shown when he fights, guys who are pretty good with their striking and good on the ground, he just crumbles really fast. He's got submitted by Philo. You know, what's his name? Oh my gosh, Tajir Ulanbekov. He got destroyed by Ulanbekov pretty much like definitively. And Jose Ochoa is he's beating the brakes off a dude. So yeah, I give it to Jose Ochoa. He's gonna get
yeah.
it done. And that kind of wraps up UFC 32 328.
Yeah.
My goodness. 328, bro. I'm so
Yeah.
freaking excited right now. Like I can't even think straight. Bro, I am so excited to become that. Oh my goodness. It's been a minute because the last fight I went to was the Sean O'Malley and Aljamain Sterling fight. Now that was like what 3 years ago, 3 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man. Um, you know the chat's not really saying too much. Chat, let us know how you guys are feeling, man. What do you guys think about today's show? I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in and being here supporting us, man. Thank you for coming through tonight. 1000%. Make sure to just like, comment, sub up, share us, get us out there, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Boze Knuckles show, man. For now, we are out of here, y'all. Peace. it.